You two wouldn't be trafficking in conjecture, would you?
No.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Good. Because a rumour's like a songbird.
How come all the dwarf women are so fat? I don't know, like, I understand they'd be stouty, you know, like, the dwarf men are all very stout and kind of, they're not husky, they're just, what's the word I'm looking for? I think stout is like the best word. They're thick, you know. They've got this. I feel like dwarf women would be the same way, but they're just wearing these giant tarps on them, and they just come across as morbidly obese. Like, is that how all dwarf women are? Gimli described dwarf women as sometimes you can't mistake them from the men, and Aragorn was like, yeah, it's because of the beard, you know? And, and so, they don't really have beards. They gave them some sideburns, but you could tell them apart from the dwarf men, because they're all just, they've got long hair, really long hair, no beards, and they're all just so fat. Like, you can make dwarf women attractive, can't you?
May sound filling from afar, but up close it's an empty feast.
Collapsing our sun shafts.
And with them, our ability to grow crops.
This...
No.
Pause for me. This whole story right here is so stupid. I think in Season 1, the dwarves had the best kind of arc, I guess you could say. This is so retarded, though. They showed the sun shafts letting in the light, and now, because evil... there was an earthquake and all the sun shafts have gone out. Well, so now the sun isn't shining in to take care of the crops. Here's the problem with all of that. These are dwarves. Dwarves live underground. They built an underground civilization. It's just, like, what are you doing? Do you remember that scene in The Hobbit where Thorin is with everyone and they show up in Rivendell, and the elves in Rivendell sit them down at a table and invite them as guests to feast. And so some of the dwarves are sitting there, part of Thorin's party, and the elves serve them salad. And the dwarves are sitting there, and they pick up the salad, and they're like, what is this? What is this? What are we supposed to do with this stuff? And one of the dwarves even look at the other one, and they're like, is this stuff edible? It's just, they're dwarves. They're meat eaters. They eat bread and meat, and they drink beer and meat and stuff like that. It's just the idea that your crops, you know, stuff of like salads and potatoes and cabbages. For one, I don't ever think that, I've never thought like, well, dwarves would never even grow that because they're underground. Like, they're killing animals and cooking meat and beef and stuff and mixing wheat for, I don't know, stuff like that. So the idea that their salads are all gone and their civilization is starving, you know, what? And it was so stupid because it's like one little earthquake happens. Surely that's not the first time you guys have experienced an earthquake because you're dwarves. You know, it should be a common occurrence. And it shuts down and blocks out all the windows. And that cripples your civilization. I just, like, when it zoomed in from the window and showed it, I'm thinking, this is cause of freaking doom. Do you remember it in the Fellowship of the Ring? I'm thinking there's layers and layers and layers and layers. Like, this is just the surface. It's not that important. And it's just, and it's like, oh man, our windows. What? You're dwarves. If it's really that big of a deal, why don't you clear the rubble? You're good at that. You know, what are you doing? You know, I don't understand. This whole plot just seems like, let's think of something to put them in a jam. And it's like, that's the best you could think of? That they're running out of salad? Okay. What are they gonna do? We will find the light. Are they gonna fart? They're gonna sing. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, oh my god. another cave-in! Great going, Disa! Disa nuts! What is this? What are you doing? What in the world? What? What was that? So there are these stone singers? Is that what they call them? The creative name, I guess, but it's, what do? They like sing and they said, we're gonna find the light? And they got over here and started singing. Cost another cave-in. My God, and Disa wasn't having it. She was like, ah! And the other, you could even tell the other women were like putting her hands on Disa like, okay, calm the hell down, big woman. I mean, Disa was like, ah! Man, my ears are bleeding. What was that? What's their actual official job? I need a job description. Sword singer. A bunch of fat broads get together and sing, and then finds the light. What does that mean? Do they intentionally cause avalanches? These are dwarves. Dwarves make their civilization through hard work, through grit, through mining and axing and stuff. It's sword. Is that a thing? Tell me, if all of you lore experts, if you know the lore and all that stuff, tell me. I'd like to know. Is being a did I say sword singer? That makes more sense. I was playing Elden Ring and there's like sword singers and stuff. I got that from somewhere, but stone singer, is that a thing in the lore, in Tolkien's lore, where you have, look at all these men, they're all like closing their eyes, they're just like, oh God. You know, to where they sing and they cause avalanches to come down. I just thought these are dwarves. They're experts at mining. They're experts at, you know, crafting the walls and all that kind of stuff. This is stupid. That was dumb. I don't know. Man, she was like getting upset. And it looked like there was one window left open. The only one. So, you know, that was healing their crops so that the sun came in so that they could eat. So that these dwarves could eat their salads. It's the only one, and then they just destroyed it. Well done, I guess. Man, this show's so stupid. Ugh.